Okay, this is exercise 39 on page 33. Well, so what's the problem? The problem is we are dealing with the following function. You see the function equation here on the right. We are dealing with the function f of x equals bracket x plus a times the square root of b times x. And of course, what is our problem? Well, our problem is to find a and to find b. Okay. So what do we know about this function? Well, we know the following thing. We know that the graph of this function touches a straight line L. And we know that it touches this straight line at x equals 1. So what do we know about the straight line? Well, we know that the straight line passes through 2 points, this point P and this point Q. Okay. So once again, we have a straight line defined by 2 points, P and Q, and the graph of the function f touches that straight line at x equals 1. So here's a picture of the situation, okay? So you see here, this is the graph of f. This is point P with coordinates 4, 1. This is point Q with coordinates -2, -5. Here is x equals 1, and now you see the graph of f touches this straight line here in this point, okay? So this is everything we know about f. So let's see. So of course, the only thing we can do here is we can find the equation of the straight line. That's not a problem because we know 2 points lying on that line, so we can find the equation of that straight line. So we start with the equation of L. Okay, L is a straight line, so L has an equation of the form y equals m times x plus q. We have the 2 points lying on that straight line, so we can plug the 2 points into the function equation of L to generate a system of equations like this and like this. And then we take our calculator and solve the system for m and for q, leading to m equals 1 and q equals -3. So the straight line L is given by y equals x minus 3. So this is the straight line equation. So now let's continue. Well, now we can do 2 things with this straight line equation. The first thing we can do with the help of it is to find the coordinates of this point R. We know the x-coordinate of that point R. The x-coordinate of that point R is 1. And now, since this point R lies on the straight line L, we can find the y-coordinate of that point. So we can calculate the coordinates of R, because what do we know? We know that R lies on L. So we can calculate the y-coordinate by plugging 1 into the function equation, leading to R has coordinates 1, -2. Okay, so this is R. What else can we do? Well, this is the point where differential calculus enters the picture. So let me quickly add this one here. This is -2. So now what else can we do? Well, we know that the slope of L is 1. Okay, and the slope of L, since L touches f, is the same as the derivative of f at point 1. Okay, so this is the thing here. Okay, and moreover, we know also that this point R, well, lies on the graph of f. And you see here, this gives me one equation, this gives me a second equation, and since we just have two unknowns at the beginning, well, that's just what we need. So this is 1, this is 2. So let's start with 1. Well, we plug the equation, we plug the coordinates of r into the function equation of f, leading to -2 equals f of 1, which is 1 plus a times square root of b. This is 1. Now let us continue with 2, which is a bit more difficult. So 2 is the idea here that the derivative of f at point 1 equals 1. So let's consider the derivative of f. Well, if you look at f, well, it should be clear the whole thing is a product. So we are going to apply the product rule to get the derivative of that. So we take the derivative of the first part, which is 1, times the second part as it stands, plus the first part as it is, times the derivative of the second part, right? And now, I hope you remember that. Derivative of the square root expression is 1 over 2 times the square root times the derivative of what is inside the bracket. Okay, so this here is f prime of x, and this is the same as well, just simplifying here, plus here, and now taking the derivative according to this rule leads to 1 over 2 times the square root of b times x times the derivative of what is inside the bracket, which is b. Okay, so plugging in 1 leads to f prime of 1 equals square root of b plus 1 plus a times 1 over 2 times the square root of b times b. Okay, so this is the derivative at point 1, and this is 1. And this here is the second thing I need. Okay, so I start with 2, and now the whole thing, well, that's just algebra, nothing difficult at all. So I start with 2, and I start with eliminating here the fraction just by multiplying the whole equation with 2 times the square root of b, leading to 2 times square root of b times square root of b plus 1 plus a times b equals 2 times the square root of b. Now here I have square root of b times square root of b, which is b, plus then here just eliminating the bracket leads to this, and now I can combine here, and then I end up with this. Okay, and now if you look at this equation here, well, I'm going to solve for a, and then I'm going to plug the result into 1. So I take this on the other side. Last thing, I divide by b, leading to a equals 2 times square root of b minus 3 times b divided by b. Okay, so and now you see here I've solved for a, and now I'm going to plug this thing here into 1. So plug into 1. Okay, so this leads to 1 plus 2 times the square root of b minus 3 times b divided by b, and this times the square root of b equals minus 2. Okay, so here first thing to note is if I'm going to eliminate the bracket here, leading to square root of b plus 2 times the square root of b minus 3 times b divided by b times the square root of b equals minus 2. And now I have here, I have square root of b, and here I have b, so I can reduce this with this, and so what remains here is the square root of b. And now I write this fraction with 2 parts. Now you see here I can reduce, and this here is b divided by the square root of b, which is the same as the square root of b. So what I have is square root of b plus 2 minus 3 times square root of b equals minus 2. So here combining these 2 parts leads to 2 minus 2 times the square root of b equals minus 2. And now I'm basically done. Taking this on the other side, this on the other side leads to this, dividing by 2 leads to 2, leads to this, squaring leads to 4 equals b. So this is b. And the only thing left to do is to find a. However, if you look here, up here I've got a formula, and I can just use that formula to calculate a. So a is 2 times the square root of b minus 3 times b divided by b. Plugging in the 4 we've found leads to 2 times 2 minus 12 divided by 4, which is 4 minus 12, which is 8 divided by 4, which is minus 8 divided by 4 is minus 2. And that's it. That's the whole exercise. Thanks for watching. Bye.